All right, what is going on, people? This is your boy Olga Kwame, and we are back with the Footy Fantasy Podcast. Yes, I am hosting today. Man like Ayo decided to take a day off. So when the chairman says he wants a day off, he gets a day off. um,
Indeed.
but yeah, we have guests in the studio. I'm gonna start with Daniel because it's been a long time since I saw Daniel. Man like Igwe Fernandez. What's going on, bro?
It's all good. It's all good. Nice to be back. Everyone's been keeping safe. Still in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Is there a? Did I hear that there was going to be like a hurricane touching down in Florida sometime?
Well, I'm not in Florida anymore.
Oh, you're not in Florida. Okay. Well,
yeah, I'm in the Midwest now. So.
Okay.
I was there a few weeks ago. Just catching up with friends, but yeah.
All right, cool. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Ain't nothing changed. Bola, man like DJ Kabiesi, what's going on?
Hey, Chairman, how you doing?
Yeah, bro, I'm chilling, man. You know, every time you have this one picture on, is it Instagram or Facebook? I don't know. Where you're like, this guy is in like a full agbada, right?
Yes, sir.
Every time I see that picture, remember that song? I forgot who sang the song. Anytime you enter, like Kabiesi. Yeah, that is all I remember.
I'll take that honor. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad to know you're doing well. Allah, our resident Liverpool correspondent. What's going on, bro?
We are live. That's the main thing. Balling. Yeah, bubbling in Ireland,
Hey, you got a ball somewhere,
Yeah.
Even though it's international break, there is so much to talk about. Listen, the amount of madness that we're hearing, like international break always does this to us, right? We're hearing, so much madness from freaking Brandon Williams. We're hearing madness from the French people. We're hearing madness relating to Harry Maguire. But we're gonna start mildly. All right. So starting with Daniel, which EPL team has surprised you positively so far this season? And of course, on the negative side as well. Because this season, look, usually when the season starts, I give it about 5 to 6 games for the table to take shape. The table has not taken shape. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. I don't know. This season has been a madness. What do you think, bro?
Right off the bat, I'm just gonna say Brighton. I don't know if you remember. I think maybe it was last season or maybe 2 seasons ago, where it was like they had like the highest XGs, but just they were not converting. So everyone's like, Potter is finally, he's cashing in his XG checks. This season they're getting goals and they're getting lots of goals too. You wouldn't have pegged Brighton as a goal scoring team, but when they're casually slotting, is it 4 or 5 past Leicester? So it's great to see. It's great to see like his hard work's finally paying off. Even though he's not going to be there to enjoy it because he's moved on up to Chelsea. And then on the negative side, I want to say Liverpool, but I'm a United fan, so I really don't care that they're disappointing. No offense to Bola and all that. But for me, it's Leicester. I think, their off-field, the lack of investment in the transfer window, even when they lost, even the situation behind how they lost Michael is pretty weird to me, seeing how long he's been at the club and everything. He just posted like a thread of, his moments at Leicester, and then, he just sort of like up and left. So like there've been a lot of there's a lot of disconnect even on the field. You see like Ndidi, pointing fingers, Amati, all these guys complaining.
Yeah.
So it's really weird like that. This Leicester of 2016, fighting spirit, it's nothing. It's nowhere to be found even when they play. So it's shocking. I'll be very surprised if we come back next weekend, and Rodgers is still on the job.
I think if they would have fired him, they would fire him. Probably would have known. And it's also shocking to see Wilfred Ndidi. He does not even look like the same player that we know. So many, and of course it's hard for one single player to keep playing well, to replicate high levels of performance when everything else around them is just piss poor. But Daya, welcome. Daya is our resident Bayern Munich correspondent. Welcome to the show. And guys, from wherever you're watching, if you're watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell as well, just so you can be alerted whenever we come on. Daya, we're talking about which EPL team so far has surprised you in a positive way, and also the flip side, which team has surprised you in a negative way? What do you think?
Let me just give them their credit while they're still hot right now. Arsenal. Yeah, because we might not get the opportunity to do that because I expect them to go back to where they're coming from. But for now, they're still surprising us in a positive way. After 7 games, Arsenal is still top of the league. When was the last time we saw that? Maybe not this decade. So some kids are in high school right now and they've never seen this before. So we got to give them that credit. So negatively, I'll say negatively, I would say maybe all the obvious ones, Leicester, then West Ham. The way they went about it last year, I thought they will retain it, but something is not just working yet for them. So those are the two I'll point out right now.
Yeah.
I think Leicester will come good. I think West Ham will come good eventually. They've been unlucky. They've been unlucky in a few decisions, VAR decisions and stuff. And when you already, they started shaky. Skamaka and all their signings not really clicking yet. But I think when, like you said earlier, Kwame, when the table shapes up, I think they'll be all right.
Okay.
And kudos to Arsenal. Don't forget that. We don't get to do that quite often.
Let them enjoy. Let them enjoy themselves. For now.
Go ahead, Ola.
For the teams, I would say Fulham. Fulham have surprised me. For the team just coming up, and the last time they came up, they were just getting smashed all over the place. Yeah. But this season, like they've given even the big teams, they've given the big teams a very good game. Like against Liverpool, we barely got out alive with a point at their stadium, and they went to Arsenal and gave Arsenal a very good game too. I think Arsenal just got a late winner to beat them. Yeah. But apart from that, they've won, I think, 3 games. They're doing very, very well as a team. That you would have thought they would just come up and go back down. They surprised me. They really have. In the opposite side, it would be Leicester, obviously, because no matter how bad the situation is, you wouldn't think they'll have only 1 point, and they're looking like they're running out of character already. Like what's happening there, Mr. Rodgers? You're thinking, okay, it's true. They've not invested. It's true. They actually haven't invested. They lost a goalkeeper. They didn't even bother to buy a new one. I think they're the only team in the whole of the top 5 leagues wouldn't buy an outfit player or something like that. So it's really that bad. But you still don't think they should be bottom of the league, 1 point, and the number of goals conceded, man. Not just number of goals, corner kicks. It's like every corner kick is almost a goal against Leicester. It's just shocking. You don't expect it to be that bad. They finished 5th twice in a row, and they won the FA Cup. What are they doing? I think they would have sacked him if they had enough money to sack him. I just think they don't have enough money to sack him at the moment. Yeah, because they're struggling with finances. I think overall they would have sacked him by now. Because he is demotivated. And I know what Daniel is saying about Ndidi. I think all their players are demotivated. They don't look like they don't look like they want to play for him. It doesn't look like he wants to be there. Rodgers doesn't look like he wants to be there. Right. So the whole club is just a shambles. What I'm surprised about is how it has fallen apart so quickly. You know, some teams you see it coming. Yeah. I know last season they struggled a bit, but this season it's just like all of them are just down tools. They're like, we're not playing again. I beg, we're tired. We're tired of this guy. You guys be going. But he doesn't want to go because he wants that money, man. He wants them to sack him so he can get his money. Yeah. So he's not going to resign. So, yeah. If they keep this up, they'll get relegated if they keep this up, to be honest.
Yeah, Leicester looking really sorry. Let's take, okay, I think this comment is from Idris, because he does have another one. They never see it come. I like Idris, bro. That golden generation coach Asna. What do you think of Bola? What do you think of the point Ola just made? That, and I've thought about this before. Leicester have not invested. They only bought one outfield player during the transfer window, and that was that guy came, I think, at the very end of the transfer window when Fofana went to Chelsea. Right. Other than that, they got a goalkeeper, and that was it. Would you consider that enough of an excuse for their performance?
Who, me? Yeah. No. But you know, hearing these words as a Liverpool fan is very triggering to me, because I feel like I can understand what my brethren from Leicester are feeling. But I'm a little bit shocked to see them, you know, with the very little activity. I'm still very shocked to see them with only 1 point after 7 games. I know it was a short season, a short off season, but still, I'm not quite sure what's going on over there.
Would you sack Rodgers if you were chairman of Leicester? Would you sack him?
I think Ola raised a really good point. Like, if their financial situation means that they really can't sack him and get someone even more quality in place, then I can't see them doing that. I think the Queen dying could be a blessing in disguise for many people. I know that gave us a little bit extra time to rest, and maybe after, when we come back, they may be a little bit more rejuvenated and have more character behind them. But let's see. It's still very, very early in the season. I personally believe the league doesn't really form until at least 10 games in. You really know where you are. So that's my take.
Right. So by a show of hands over here, who thinks Leicester's getting relegated this season?
I think they might. If the problem is, they might. I don't think they'll get relegated, but very likely they might.
That's a political answer, please.
You didn't change.
Dayo said it with chest.
Yeah.
Dayo, you think they're going down?
Yeah, like you said for West Ham, you can say that they are having some kind of bad luck, but Leicester just have some kind of structural problems right now. Indeed, in central defense is a sign of trouble, and you'll not get the earliest they can fix anything will be January. So before January, a lot of things could have gone bad, and who are the other people? The newcomers in the league that usually struggle, they are at least pulling their way for Nottingham Forest. So Leicester and Nottingham Forest will be favorites to go down, in my own opinion.
Yeah, I think it was Ola that was talking about Fulham. I think Fulham, they've come up in the last 6 years. They've come up like 3 times or 2 times or something like that, and they've been straight back down. This season, they're not looking like they're going anywhere. I'm really impressed by the way they're playing football, and quite frankly, I don't see Fulham getting relegated, which makes things even more difficult for teams like Leicester, right? Yeah. Because I think it's usually in a season you have those 3 legit candidates for relegation. This season, it's not like that. Nottingham Forest, I think they're going to go down, but they had a good start. The only team I can say with chest, right, that they're going to go down this season, Bournemouth. I know they're going down. I know Bournemouth are going down. Aside from that, I can't really, place a strong bet on any team like being guaranteed to go down. Idris has a comment. Now they have resources to survive when push comes to shove. I mean, they did have resources in the summer too. I don't know, but I agree that they won't. I don't think it'll be because of their resources. I just think it'll be because teams like Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth
will end up being worse.
Even maybe Leeds United might finally find their level.
I just feel with Leicester, I'll just quickly, I feel with them is the lack of motivation. It's not lack of quality. So with Leicester, it's lack of motivation. And that's why I'm reluctant to say they'll go down, because when it comes, like Idris says, when push comes to shove, that quality might shine through. But the main issue is those players are not looking motivated. The manager is not looking motivated. They're all sick of each other. You can see it. They're fighting on the pitch. They are giving out. They're shouting at each other on the pitch. When you see that happening, you know that there's a lot going on in the background, and it can easily be rectified if a coach can be brought in, like maybe Sean Dyche or somebody. They can quickly rectify that, get some peace and harmony in the team. Get some quality going. But if they don't, that's the issue. I think it depends on how quickly they can sack Rodgers. Because if they don't sack Rodgers, they're going down. So that's why I just said they might. Because if they don't sack Rodgers, I believe they'll go down. But if they can get somebody in quickly to get those players back in shape, they don't lack quality. They don't lack quality at all. They have a lot of quality in their team. But it's just they're all tired of each other. That's it.
I mean, they lack quality in a key area, in my opinion, which is in goal. And
yes. The goalkeeper is terrible, and Bola will know that guy. That guy used to keep for Liverpool. Danny Ward. He was at Liverpool.
Third choice. Oga Kwame, if and for those who don't, who don't know, Danny Ward was the third choice behind Simon Mignolet and Loris Karius at Liverpool.
Yes, he was.
If that does not tell you an idea of his quality, I don't know what else would.
Well, Kwame's face said it all. It just said it all.
What about these are two goalkeepers that
what about their defense? Like they didn't do anything to Fofana at the left, and I didn't see a lot of their game, but I just saw Ndidi in one of them. Like, what's this guy doing here?
Ndidi and Amate. I mean, how many times have I seen Ndidi get caught on the ball this season?
Yeah,
right. It's just.
It's Soyuncu still there, I think.
I think he's still there, but I've not seen him play this season.
Yeah, I think maybe he's injured or something.
Yeah.
Another thing, a lot of Liverpool fans don't seem to like Rodgers.
You said what?
A lot of Liverpool fans don't like Rodgers. I don't know why.
It's not a don't like. It's just we just know what his limitations are.
Yeah.
I would like to say this. Like I've been looking at the table, and the Leicester situation is actually a little bit more serious than what I thought. Reason being is when you look around, so it's not the fact that they just got 1 point, but when you look at the teams around them, other than Nottingham Forest, there's a lot of, let me use an American term, mid-majors, around them. Like, it's not the small boys that are around them right now.
Exactly.
It's West Ham, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Villa, and so all of those teams have the ability to, kick forward a little bit more. Someone big might be going, well, not big, but one of those mid-teens, traditional mid-teens might be going down this year. And maybe Leicester, but I don't know. It's going to be tough.
I mean, I think the Leicester situation is almost like Everton's situations last year. Everton's situation last year toward the end of the season. They finally found a way to dig themselves out of the pit. I think Leicester will do that. Yeah. But anyway, we got a comment from
Flappy one.
I think that's lying behind them in the comment section.
Yeah.
Idris says it's a lack of sense, and that sense is Brendan Rodgers. Rodgers is a fraud. I think Rodgers is. I feel like he's the. Man, I don't want to call him Southgate because it's better than Southgate, but he's one of those managers where he'll take you somewhere, and that's it. You're never gonna kick up from there. So good thing we have our Bayern Munich chief correspondent here.
Thanks.
And also it's also a good thing that we have our Liverpool brothers. This question has been a question that I think Ola, you're the one that brought it, that I saw bring it up in the in the big Facebook group where you're like, nobody's talking about Mane struggling in Germany, but we're always quick to talk about, Liverpool missing Mane. See, Salah can't do anything without Sadio Mane. Who misses who more? Like, who is? I'll start with Dio, since you're the chief custodian of Sadio Mane right now. What do you think? Does he miss Liverpool? Are you impressed with his performances?
Okay. What I'm gonna say about Sadio Mane is this. Well, maybe that will make people give Klopp more credit than he gets. I know he gets a lot of credit, but maybe that will make people give Klopp a lot of credit than he gets. Klopp has this way of making players look better than they actually are out of the system. You go to this Dortmund side, almost everybody that left Dortmund looked like a fourth of what they could. About what Kagawa looked like. Liverpool knows what Sahin looked like out of Dortmund. You knew what Kagawa looked like. Everybody knows what. Almost all the Dortmund players. We know what Kagawa
to do well so bad. I wanted it to work for him so bad.
But that's the thing about Jurgen Klopp is the kind of player, coach that can take a team of Marcel Schmelzer, who is this guy? Kevin Grotskreutz, Neven Subotic, Jakub Blaszczykowski, Thomas Piszczek, Lars Bender to a Champions League final. Immediately after Dortmund, all of them were playing in like relegation teams, or even some in fourth division, or some even went out of football totally. The Dortmund team that got to the Champions League final in 2013, realistically, maybe only 3 or 4 of them were actually above mid-table quality. But he's able to just bring this thing into it. That you just see that just doing. I'm not going. Okay, let's look at the few that have left Liverpool too. Okay, Coutinho. What happened to Coutinho after Liverpool? After Klopp? Wijnaldum, maybe coincidental. Look at Wijnaldum too. That is something about Klopp. Just has a way of just putting 11 guys on the park and like, just get into your head and you start thinking you're Real Madrid. So that is one thing. Sadio Mane is quality. Don't get me wrong, it's quality. He has shown it at Southampton, but he went to a level. I think Klopp took him to a level beyond his abilities, and it's not a slight on Sadio Mane. Even it's happening to Salah. It's happening to everybody right now. If outside of Klopp's system, I'm not sure they would do as good as they are doing right now. Okay, Van Dijk too. Like, you can see all those guys, they are like superhuman when they are with Klopp. Like, they can pull down trees and everything with one hand. But, are you sure they can do it outside of it? Because Sadio Mane, I see Sadio Mane at Bayern right now. It just looks like a totally different player. Nagelsmann has his problems, but, Sadio Mane has not been able to come into the team and give us that kind of thing we saw in Liverpool. Like, I've seen Sadio Mane play in Liverpool and it's like a totally different beast. Sadio Mane has scored, in Bayern, he has scored like 8 offside goals. Like, he doesn't know what the offside position is anymore.
Timo Werner things.
Yes, like, he's just always running into him and Muller running into each other when they should be on goal. Like, it's just maybe just to chill a little bit. But I think who misses each other more? Sadio Mane misses Liverpool more.
And this is where we talk about. I remember one broadcast we were doing. That I was there and EJ was there, and I was trying to make the point that the mark of a good coach is making players look better than they are. Right? Maybe this is one of those. Maybe this is one of those where Klopp is that much of a good coach that he made Sadio Mane look like, Mane is out here looking like he was looking like freaking prime Luis Figo, But
and
now
not just Sadio Mane, you can name almost 10 players that have looked way better than they did.
Yeah, exactly. But now that he's under I want to ask a question that is a little bit tactical / technical in nature. Is it because, and I'm going to go to this comment that I think this is Ayo that just said Bayern was Lewandowski FC, right? Now that there's no, because Lewandowski occupied that 9th position, right? There was no, from my recollection, there was no fluidity of front movement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were fluid, but Lewandowski was number 9, and that was it. Man was not drifting to the left. He was not drifting. He wasn't that. Number 9 was his position. Now that they've lost Lewandowski, I've seen Mane play in that central position. He does not look good. And I've seen him even try to. It's just not working. Is that the problem? Ola, what do you think?
Well, for me, I think, let's caveat this. It's still early. It's early days. Mm-hmm. The reason why I put up that thread was just to expose the hypocrisy of people who are saying, 4 games into the season, Liverpool are missing Mane. So I just put that. It's not because that was not a diss. It was not a diss. It was not disrespectful. I was not trying to shade Mane. I was just trying to expose people's hypocrisy. Like, you guys are shouting about Liverpool 5 games into the season, but look at Mane. What's he doing over there? I think he's doing all right, because this is like his normal level. He has 5 goals in 10 games. That's 1 in 2. And that's what Mane does. That's what he has been doing for Liverpool when he was at Liverpool. He had 120 goals in 269 games. So he's a 1 in 2 striker.
Yeah.
A forward player. We won't really call him striker. He's a 1 in 2 forward player. He scores 1 goal every 2 games, average. And that's what he has done at Bayern. So it's not like he's flopping. The issue is the person he's replacing has a much better record. Lewandowski scores for fun. Yeah. And that's why I think Mane might be missing Liverpool, because at Liverpool, Mane could get away with it. Bola would know last season, the first half of last season, Mane was even on the bench for some games because it was not great the first half of the season. It was after he went to AFCON and came back as a champion of Africa. He was gingered and then was on fire. He was just banging goals everywhere. But the first half of the season, he was not scoring. He was on the bench when Liverpool beat United 5-0. He was benched. He was even angry because at the end of the match, Klopp wanted to shake him. He just ignored Klopp's hand and just, he was on the bench for some games. He was not really in great form. But people don't remember that because Liverpool, like you guys have said, Klopp has built that machine. Like even when Mane is bench, we're still doing good. But at Bayern, if you go 5 games without a goal, that's a crisis. At Liverpool, Mane was going 5 games without a goal. Nobody really cared because the sum of the parts was greater, basically. So we could actually gloss over it. But this is standard Mane. So I don't think he's flopping at Bayern. I just think people, like Dayo said, maybe people have maybe he has this enhanced reputation based on what he was doing at Liverpool. But this is his normal level, I think. 5 goals in 10 games is not bad. People just expect him to be like Lewandowski. But man, he is not going to be like Lewandowski. Even though it's the Bundesliga, I still think he will score 20 goals this season. I think Mane will still score 20 goals this season. But that probably won't be enough because Lewandowski was scoring 30, 40. And Bayern are buying him with the sense of, we're buying this guy to be playing Lewandowski's position. But man, this guy is not going to be Lewandowski. Even when he played in the middle for Liverpool, Mane was playing in the middle for Liverpool. And actually was doing very well in the middle. But still, that was because we had a fluid front three. We had Salah, we had Diaz. So it was very fluid. And Mane could get away with scoring maybe 1 goal every 2 games. But at Bayern, that's not going to be enough. They don't call them FC Hollywood for nothing, man. That club is a massive club. They don't call them FC Hollywood for nothing. You go 5 games without a goal, that's a crisis. And that's why he's in trouble. I don't think he's flopping. I think he misses us. Like you guys have said, he misses the system, the Liverpool system. We also miss him. Don't get us wrong. I would love to have Mane back. I was telling Dayo in the group chat last week, I said, send him back home. Send him back home to us, We will take him back, man. I didn't want him to go. It's just people think we kicked him out. We didn't kick him out. It's just my guy got a better contract. And he was like, look, I've done 6 years at Liverpool. I've won everything. So I don't blame him. If I was a player, I would have gone because the Bayern were going to pay him big money. So I would have him back. I didn't even want him to go in the first place. But man, I think he's missing us more because in Bayern, he's not going to get away with it. He's not going to get away without scoring 5 in 5 games. Nah, they're going to shout. They're going to be angry, and that's what Dayo is now. You can see Dayo is not happy.
Before we go to Bola and Daniel, let's take comments. Idris Witsu Tuchel takes over. Mane will be playing wing back. And Aya goes EPL Farmers League. I mean, when we there's always that conversation, is EPL the best league in the world? Blah 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 blah. I don't know. We're not even going to talk about that right now because I remember some people wanted to bite my head off when I just merely suggested that we reconsider that statement. That's all. Sane, Coutinho, Mane, Goni, all struggling all the way from farmers from EPL Farmers League.
Who is this? Who is this person?
This I think
is
Agenda FC.
This guy is really entering EPL tonight, man.
Yeah, he's entering EPL tonight. Don't let people like Yinka see you. Don't let Samuel see you.
Samuel will be vexing.
God save the Queen FC. So Bola, we've talked about how Mane is. I mean, it's not as rosy, as it was for him as at Liverpool. And for you guys too, in all fairness, maybe it's just coincidence. You guys have not been looking good since his departure. Will you take him back?
Of course. Like my thing is, like, maybe I'm just getting old. I've been watching football for a long time, and I'm just getting old, right? Because I'm looking at the table, I'm looking at Bayern Munich, and I guarantee Bayern Munich will be champions of Germany by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. There's no debate about that. Sadio Mane will walk away with another medal, with another trophy, at minimum, as champion of Germany. So at the end of the day, he's going to get what he wants. Mm-hmm. Liverpool as well, we're struggling a little bit, but we're really just with a game in hand. If we win the next game, 5 points behind Man City, which is always my barometer of where we need to be. So we're not doing as well as we would like, but we're not all the way, dusted. So my thing is, like, people are just a little bit too overreactionary about situations that are going on right now. One thing that I will say about modern football today, every football is based upon systems. The way how we play our strikers, completely different from a more traditional form that you may see at Bayern Munich with Lewandowski. And so Sadio Mane is trying to do the things he was doing at Liverpool at Bayern, and Bayern's playing a completely different system. They want him to fill in that Lewandowski role, and that's going to take a little bit more of an adjustment. They have to, little patterns and movements you have to drill into players. Players don't just automatically, hey, us three are together, we're going to work. Yeah. They practice different movements. They practice how they're going to interchange. They practice how they're going to switch sides. And to your point, I do agree with the fact that Klopp does make players better than what they may seem to be. Part of that is that we play so well as a system, cohesively, that it kind of masks some of the defects. So I personally think that Sadio Mane is going to be okay. I think that, Ola's point was also very poignant that, hey, he's hitting 1 goal in every 2 games. Like he's doing all right, And then also Liverpool will start getting our stuff back together as well. I think Nunez will do a job for us. I think that, Diaz will start scoring more goals as well. Jota is coming back. He just scored for Portugal this weekend. Salah may not be the same Salah that he was, but he's still going to be a very highly effective player for us, and he's going to contribute a lot of goals for us. So I think both Mane and Liverpool will eventually. But the love that the love from the Liverpool fans, I don't think you can replicate that anywhere around the world. So with that being said, I think Sadio Mane misses us more, especially since he doesn't have a German Lingard. Like, I don't think that exists, right? Like, if you find me a German Lingard, then you know what? I'll say, he'll be all right. But there's only one Lingard. Shout out to my girl.
Listen. Shout out to Lingard. Listen, Sadio Mane could score a hat trick of own goals. Mm-hmm. Lingard will be like, West Africa, best Africa.
That's right.
All right. So what I'm hearing so far from the 2 Liverpool fans and the one Bayern Munich fan is that maybe Sadio misses Liverpool more. Daniel, you're the true neutral here. Mm-hmm. Are you a neutral? You hate Liverpool, but still, I mean, you don't have a dog in the fight. What do you think? Who misses who more?
I think Mane. I think Mane misses Liverpool more. I don't think Liverpool's struggles right now are because Mane has left. Like they're going to be all right. Like if all things were, all things being equal, Liverpool would probably see, like they'll be like second or third in the table right now. If they just a few things are missing right now. Their midfield issues not sorted out. Like that is the reason. That is the reason Liverpool are not doing well right now. Because the midfield is their base, where everything else takes place. And going into a season with 17-year-old Harvey Elliott, Henderson and Milner at 65 years old. Like, come on, So yeah, I think Mane definitely missed, because going to Bayern, the person you're replacing, like you guys have all said, he's doing his thing. So Bayern know what they signed. They know these are the stats. This is what he's going to give you. The question is, did they, now, what's the next level for Mane, as a player? And I don't know, without Klopp and that system, I don't know if that's achievable anytime soon. I think at the end of the day, Mane definitely misses them more, because man, for someone who's not a crazy goal scorer, to come in to fill in, not just anyone, but Lewandowski, that is huge.
Yeah, so. And I think I'm not sure if Bayern Munich and their, I guess, administration, I don't know if they really intended for Mane to be a Lewandowski replacement, but it is unfair to look to Mane to replace Lewandowski. That's just wild to me, because Lewandowski, he was just a goal machine for Liverpool, and for Bayern Munich. And not only that, he was there for 8 years. 8 years. And you can't just replace that in one season or in a few weeks. So if their intention was ever to replace Lewandowski with Mane, they failed right from the beginning, because Mane was never going to reach the Lewandowski goal scoring heights. Let's take some comments.
Noodles.
I like NASA step over us, bro.
Yeah. So that comment actually reminds me. I have a bone to pick with Liverpool supporters. The audacity to think that Darwin Núñez was going to be the Haaland competition. I kept telling all my friends, even in the group chat, I kept on saying it, that Núñez is actually here to compete with Julian Alvarez, because Haaland is not, he's not of this world.
I can respond to that.
Who said that?
Yeah, who said that? Like,
which Liverpool fan actually said? That's the thing. People put words in our mouths.
The agenda has been in play from the very
agenda from you guys. The agenda is from you rival fans.
Listen, let me put my hand up. Right.
John La, for example. Thanks for putting your hands up. But two hands. Put 2 hands up, Seth.
But no. Listen, my agenda against Darwin Núñez must agenda. I don't care. Fam, I don't care if he comes and scores a hat-trick in the next game. My agenda will still agenda. But in all my agendaing, I never tried to compare him to Haaland or try to make him.
Wow,
no, absolutely not. I just look at him.
Let me address that. Huh? Go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I cut you off.
Yeah. I just look at Darwin Núñez as a footballer. He's not it. He's not it. He's not the striker that people think that people think he's going to be. He's not a good footballer. His link-up play is trash. The only thing he knows how to do is like, just put away chances that are expected to be put away. That's it. And even then, he's been struggling at that this season. But then it's a new team, it's a new league. I expect him to struggle, but he's a dead baller. The guy is, like I said, the guy is Andy Carroll with shea butter. That's what he is. The guy's a light-skinned version and a taller version of Lukaku. That's what it is. That's what it is. Nunez is the bum of a football. He's not a good
Wow. Let me address that. So no Liverpool fan was coming in saying that Darwin Nunez is going to be better than Haaland. Like no one was.
I know
not better, but yeah. I'm saying people saying that even I think even was it Sky Sports like doing a side by side.
Just trying to
Daily Mail was up in.
I like the two top teams getting new strikers, but still, I feel like that comparison, that was not the side by side.
The question, being part of the Liverpool community.
Yeah.
And, I don't like to expose too much of what goes on in our community in public.
You better not.
I'll give you a little bit. There was a lot of debate about, okay, who really is this Darwin Nunez guy? Like, was he really worth the amount of money? But there was also like a belief that, okay, we trust in Klopp. We know that we just had a conversation about all the other Liverpool players who have thrived under Klopp and have fallen when they leave. We have faith in Klopp that, we needed something different. He's never going to be like a Mane replacement, but he may be able to help us play in a slightly different role. And with that being said, with Klopp, we could potentially still do some damage. Is he going to be better than Haaland? Haaland with De Bruyne passing him the ball? Like, come on, man. We knew they were going to be a problem, but we needed to do something to we lost Mane. We need to do something to counter that so that we're a little bit less stagnant. With the downside of the front three, the way that we traditionally play, is that we're very limited, like when teams put a high block on us. So having a big man, a big target man could provide us something a little bit different. And we don't need him to be that number one out and out. We still have Salah there, who was a top goal scorer in the Premier League for like 4 seasons straight now. So that's not what we needed, and that's not the comparison. We have our own internal issues with our leadership. But we're happy that we got someone that could change things up slightly. And, were we going to ever be able to afford Haaland? Absolutely not. His wages alone would destroy our wage system. So that was never going to be a reality for us. But we're paying this man $70,000 a week. Like, he's cheap. He's cheap and he could be effective. So that's my whole perspective on Darwin Nunez. And I think a lot of us Liverpool fans
For me, I just quickly address just 1 or 2 points. Sorry, 1 or 2 points. For me, how many minutes has Darwin Nunez actually even played? I saw this meme where they were like, "Oh, Saliba has scored more goals than Saliba has scored more goals than Nunez." I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, on the surface he has, but Saliba has played 7 games. Darwin Nunez has played less than 270 minutes. He has played less than 3 games. And most of those, it was his fault also, because he was headbutting people instead of heading the ball. He was headbutting people. So that was his fault. So he got a 3-game ban. So he has actually not even played enough minutes. But I know people have already made up their mind. Agenda will agenda. Like people like Oga Kwame, they have made up their mind. So whatever happens, even if he scores a hat-trick, they're going to agenda. They put a clip that, he missed a pass in training. I've never even seen something like this before. They're even trolling based on training clips. So they've made up their mind. It's like the Lukaku case. I've already made up my mind that, this is going to be like Lukaku case, where Lukaku is scoring goals, but people will always shade him. His movement is bad. His first touch is terrible, even when he's scoring goals. So I've made up my mind that it's going to be like that for Nunez. Even when it comes good, people will always shade him. So that's the end of the story. There will be people who always have that agenda against him. So even when he starts scoring, they will always find something about him. His movement is not good. His first touch is bad. Me, if my striker is scoring goals, you're doing your job. You're doing your job. I don't care about your first touch is not good. If you're banging in the goals, you're doing your job. At the moment, he's not doing his job because he has scored only 1 goal in the league.
And that's what it is. And that's what it is all out. Like if he was banging in goals, look.
But he has had only less than 3 games. So how do you want him to be banging in goals? He has not even played up to 3 games.
That's not my fault though. But
yeah, so but you have to consider that.
So that means he has to take what he gets.
Exactly.
He has to take what he gets because he put himself in that situation.
I remember even people were trying to shade Haaland. Oh, there was, I forgot, was it against Chris?
I never shaded Haaland. Never.
No. Remember that one game where they were like,
the Community Shield
2 times or 5 times the entire game?
It was a Community Shield.
So that will always be a part of the team. But look, the man is scoring goals. Everybody's shutting up. If Nunez was doing the same thing, he would shut us up.
He will shut you up. He will shut you up. You have already said it yourself. You said it yourself.
You're talking to the same guy. Remember years ago when Firmino went to Liverpool and Depay came to Manchester United? What did I say? I ran my mouth. I was like, oh, Depay shits on Firmino. I had to eat that. I took that L, right? I also took the L on Mohamed Salah. So I'll take the L on, public L on this one, but I don't think Nunez will make me take the L. Nah, he's dead. Anyway, yes, this is Ayo taking advantage of traffic texting. Kids, please do not follow this man's example. Do not text and drive. Please do not text and drive. Shame on you, Ayo. We have Itata in the comments. Sadio Mane makes his Liverpool system, definitely not the paycheck.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hell yeah. Mane is using Bayern for
that's Timo.
Dayo, talk now. Dayo, defend your Bayern.
Hey, that again, Nunez caused witch doctor to.
Yeah, I think I agree with what Ola said about Lewandowski's shoes are too big to fill for anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you look at football in the last 10 years, we can say, okay, after the Ronaldo and Messi, we'll have the Lewandowskis in that category. And you can't just come in and fill that shoes just like that. So what Nagelsmann thought he could do was to spread the goals around instead of concentrating on Lewandowski. But so far, it hasn't been working. And there have been rumors, or maybe maybe we're trying to tap up Harry Kane if he can do that job next season and come in for Lewandowski. And that would be like almost a like-for-like situation. Yeah. Mane is not the kind of, he doesn't have that, he has the hustle, but he doesn't have the presence. And we need someone with the presence that will just occupy the whole penalty box. Gnabry, everybody can do all the running around, but once it gets to this place, I'll put it in. That's what we need, or that's the way we've been playing for the past 10 years. So to change that right now is a lot of demand on Sadio Mane. I don't think it's fair on him. I don't think it's fair to him, but it's what it is. Like it's Bayern, nothing is fair. Nobody gives a crap about it. Just do it, whether it's fair or not.
We got a couple more topics to address before we go there. DJ KBS is catching shots from the comment section. Pew, pew, pew. DJ KBS, you said Liverpool will win the league at the start of the season. This humble analysis, I won't say too much.
I did. And you know what? If I have to chop breakfast, I'll chop breakfast,
No, you have already chopped it. Don't worry.
No. It's still too early there.
Yeah. Nah, this guy ate more breakfast than Burna Boy. Get out of here.
Okay.
32 games to
go. Well, hold up. Bookmark this. Bookmark this.
Okay. Now let's talk about Harry Maguire. I know Daniel has been
your favorite topic.
I know Daniel has been itching. Daniel, listen, we heard so much chat from the Maguire camp. That came out 3-4 days ago, and just to paraphrase what was said. So Mark Ogden said there are sources close to Maguire that and they're blaming the players around Maguire, the coaching around Maguire for Maguire's failures. So they pretty much said that look, Maguire does not have pace around him, and he needs that to perform. Maguire does not like that David De Gea is not communicative, and that David De Gea is not willing to play high out of his goal. And that's that's one of the reasons why Maguire himself has been so poor. The source close to Maguire also said that if Ruben Diaz played next to Maguire, Maguire would look great and Ruben Diaz would struggle. And I think that's pretty much that's about the big points they said. Daniel, please talk to me, bro, because we're the only two United fans here. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you reacted when you heard that.
This is all like, part of my French, but in my opinion, it's BS. It's excuses. You've been at the club how many years now? All this is coming out now. I think it's a silly PR, just a silly international break PR stunt to try and talk him up as to maybe sort of justify his inclusion in like a next squad or something, or the next lineup or something. It's silly. It's silly because I recall when we first signed Harry Maguire, and since he wants to talk about the tactical setup or the technical setup around him, we can go ahead and do that. When he first signed, I believe it was Paul Merson on Sky Sports, who literally broke down why 80 million for Maguire was ridiculous from a tactical setup, which was, he's in a comfortable scenario where he plays in a low block, they drop deep, and, he's Maguire is great at finding people with his passes, so, and the same thing goes for his involvement in England squad. Gareth Southgate is a pragmatic coach, translates cowardly. So he plays a back three with Maguire in the center. He's protected on either side, whatever that means. He can do his spreading with Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips in front of him, also, in a similar mode. Now he's being challenged with playing at a higher level and is whining that other players around him are not. I mean, how convenient that David De Gea, who we all know has declined over the last 10 years, how convenient that you, Harry Maguire, could question David De Gea's technical deficiencies, I mean, it's, come on, you blame the goalkeeper, you blame the quality of the defender next to you, Maguire had a good spell, it was a good, a few months spell towards the end of, I think it was towards the end of, just before the Euros, and that's like the best version we've ever seen of him. So it's not as if you're telling me, there's some crazy level that you are supposed to be at that's not working for you right now. Like, no, this is just your default. And a lot of times we try, it's okay to support players, and there'll be trolls and whatnot, but I mean, let's have some what's the word? Self-awareness. Some self-awareness, and that was just completely lacking. It was just come on, man. Even if, let's get away from you're the captain of Manchester United Football Club. What is this? It makes, the more you open the different layers into it, it's just really, really embarrassing. Imagine a Roy Keane. I sat down with a friend of mine and just analyzed, I was like, let's look at all the various captains of Manchester United. It doesn't get sorrier than this. Just on a resume level, on a performance level, and like I said, this is not even me trolling. I'm just giving just an honest assessment of how the standards have fallen. It's a joke. It's a joke. At the end of the day, it's a joke. Just shut up and play your football, right? That's the best way you can. When you get your chance, you go ahead and prove. And right now, Lisandro and Varane are, that is the level that is required. Not a guy with 6 relegations on his resume. You can't compare, and that's really what it is. You're uncomfortable with the situation. You're uncomfortable. It's the same talk of guys like Ronaldo and Varane and all these big names in the dressing room are quote unquote disrupting the harmony. No, they're raising the levels, because this is what the highest level of the sport should be. These are the expectations. These are requirements. You're not used to that. So like, it's like, oh, it's way out of your comfort zone. And that is why like it's translating. I keep saying it, like all these guys, you know, the different, you know, the quality will shine through at the end of the day, you know. So these guys are not going to be at these positions for much longer. They're not going to be at these clubs for much longer. And it's only a matter of time because you really can't hide. You know, United was in the past where we were, you know, papering over the cracks, and right now it seems they're giving into, okay, a new idea. Let's see what this guy is trying to do. And you can't do that with carrying other people along. Like, you're the center back of the team. No one's going to drag you along. Like, no, you are the anchor. So, you know, if he's not going to get with the program, then, you know, Leicester can have him back for maybe 50 million or 30 million or something.
Fine. They can. I have a lot to say, of course, as you can imagine. But Ola, from outside looking in, how sorry do you feel for us United fans when you hear this?
Man, I don't know. Do you want the true version, or do you want me to have the gentleman version? I don't know. Do you want the violent version?
I want you to be a gentleman because I know you're not a gentleman. Hit us with the truth, bro.
I don't know what sympathy you want me to have for you guys. We too have suffered our own. Bola will tell you we've had our own share of dodgy defenders who have been terrible, dodgy like goalkeepers. Maguire, though? Yeah, we've had people who have been as bad as Maguire. Yeah. Well, not as captain, but we've had players. We've had players who have been really bad. So I don't know about the sympathy, but I saw something that Bucci Zaza put in our group chat and was like, it seems like this guy is just watering the ground. He's about to burn the bridges because he wants to move. Because all the nonsense allegedly from the source, it seems like this guy wants to burn bridges so he can get a move in January. And I think that's it. Because he can't be telling me, oh, the guy is the goalkeeper's fault. It's because goalkeeper is talking Spanish with Lisandro Martinez. That's why, you know, it's just, you can just see it's just silly excuses. If actually that's what he has said, I think he's just trying to burn the bridges. He can see the writing on the wall. He's not going to get back into that team. He's going to be playing maybe Europa. Apart from that, he's not playing the Premier League. He's not going to play the big games. So he can see the writing on the wall. The new manager is not going to play him. So my guy, he wants to burn the bridges. And the easiest way to burn your bridges in this kind of team, to force them to sell you, is by saying this kind of nonsense he has allegedly said. So I think he has gotten away with it a lot because of that English. He's the captain, and also because it's English. I think if it was a player who was maybe from another nationality, he would have caught more flack. He would have caught more flack from the media. I know United fans have always been firing at him, so that's fair. But I mean, from the media, he has gotten away with a lot. Because the number of errors, there's one guy on our Facebook group, Kanish, he post one video of all compilation of the errors Maguire has made. And some of those errors, to be honest, we know we exaggerate. We'll say, oh, at high school level, you won't see some of these kind of errors. But this guy makes errors that you won't even see in high school games. Yeah. You know, this is not an exaggeration. You'll be like, what's this guy thinking? You look at the compilation of that video and you'll be like, what exactly can you say this guy is thinking when he's doing this nonsense, you know? And defenders make mistakes. All of them make mistakes. Even Van Dijk makes mistakes. But it's just the level of mistake, the level of errors this guy makes, and is the captain, and is supposed to be like the best English defender. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, you guys have to cut your losses. You have to cut your losses quick.
And Bola, you know, I think, Bola, you were born in England, right?
Yeah, London.
So you're kind of, you know, you're a mandem. So there's another component of Maguire that we've heard, and Dayo, you will speak to this too. Him getting called up for England, right? Maguire gets called up, Luke Shaw gets called up, but Gareth Southgate, you know, he's always there saying, I pick players on form. But Ben White is at home. Ben White doesn't even get a look into the team. Again, I don't care about Arsenal, but you know, we have to call out the truth when we see it. Like, is it just too indispensable for England? Do you think?
Okay, I have a slightly sympathetic view to Maguire than everybody else. Okay, first of all, I think Maguire was a victim of his transfer fee. There's no way he should be an 80 million player. Okay, buying him for 80 million players already, or $80 million already set him up for failure. And well, I don't want to say this, but Darwin Nunes might face that kind of thing too. You buy Darwin Nunes for 40 million or 30 million, the expectation are softer. But 80 million, that's what everybody will be repeating all day. Maguire came for 80 million. That's the number one thing. Number two thing, I think Oli deliberately set him up by making him captain. There's no fiber of leadership, of captainship in Maguire. It should not be. Maguire should be a water carrier. You know what they call water carrier in football, right? It should be the one doing the donkey walk.
Yeah.
It should be, hey, go there, get me water. Oh, go and mark that guy, kick that.
Bring the oranges, bring the power aid.
Yeah, that's Maguire's specialty. And trust me, I believe in me. If you give Maguire that, okay, you have a Van Dijk next to him, and be like, okay, Maguire, don't think, just do whatever I say. Go there. You see, Maguire will do something. You will actually like him. He has the body, he has the build. He can slam people with his head. He can run into people outside of the penalty box and things like that. Sometimes you need those kind of things in football too. And what Southgate does is he does this community defense. He plays parapet, what we call parapet defense. He play 3 central defenders, 3 fullbacks, and 3 defensive midfielders again. So forget about attack. We'll take our chances with dead balls. We will lump in corner kicks, like we'll line up on, like they did in 2018, line up on a straight line and everybody just run and someone get a scrappy goal and defend it all day. Maguire can be good there. Maguire in Leicester was not as bad as this, though it wasn't exceptional too. But, putting that pressure of Manchester United, putting that pressure of captainship ban and pressure of 80 million just wore him out. Maguire will be a player that will be in Crystal Palace. I'll be okay, yeah, maybe we can Wan-Bissaka, that kind of guy, but not, yeah.
Yeah, Bola, are you putting him in the England squad?
No. I'll say this. I'll say a couple of points. In the words of the late, great Rick James, cocaine is one hell of a drug. Did the man really just say this? Really? And then on top of that, going back to Ogakwame's comment about the Mandem. So yes, I was born and raised in London, grew up in London. But the Mandem never supported England. The Mandem supported Niger, supported Jammu,
yes.
Ghana. Everyone. I don't know about this new generation. I've been away for too long. But when I grew up, that's what everyone did, right? So, and the reason why everyone, well, not only because that's where we're from and that's where our people are from, but the nonsense that the English media and the English FA always do by picking the same type of players all the time. Like back in I'm a Liverpool fan, but I give credit to, if you're a baller, you're a baller.
Yeah.
Uncle Ian Wright should have had many more England caps than what he should have. Andy Cole. Yeah. England have had some ballers that look like you and me, but they would never ever get played because they wanted the tradition of your Harry Maguires and your Alan Shearers way past their prime. You know what I mean? So that's always been England's problem. And I know we're going to transition into Southgate, so I'll hold off some of my comments. But, Harry Maguire's a dead player. Like he played, I think someone already mentioned this. When he was in Leicester, he played low block. If you're going to be the captain of Manchester United,
you're starting at the halfway.
You have to be
that's where you're kicking off from.
You have to be a stud. I've never liked Manchester United, but I'll never ever discount the quality that they always had, historically, as long as I've always been alive, So, no, he's chatting complete nonsense. Like, the man is trying to leave, he's trying to save face, and he's hiding behind, his image, which he's going to get sympathy from the media, these English tears. Like, that's what's going on right now. Martinez has shown him up in how many weeks? 5 weeks. All these other players are showing them up. And I'll say one point against what Dio said. I don't think that it's necessarily the price tag. The price tag was a lot. I think for him, it's the fact that Liverpool bought Van Dijk like just momentarily just before him, and so like there's like a direct comparison. If Van Dijk costs £40 million and Maguire costs £40 million, there'll still be the same type of comparison going on there. So that's my personal take. So
we have other topics to talk about, but I just want to talk about this. I want to speak my mind because listen, I was fuming when I read those comments. First of all, I'm not buying this close source. Now, I'm not buying it. I think Maguire sanctioned this interview or this article. There is no way he doesn't sanction it. And even if he didn't, he has not come out to distance himself from these comments. We've seen him in the past come out publicly. I think Twitter, Instagram.
To post his stats. To post his stats, right?
Exactly, to post his stats. And even remember when when the media was talking about, oh, he's clashing with Ronaldo in the dressing room, he came out and distanced himself from those comments. Maguire to this day has not distanced himself from those comments. So that is why I'm attributing every single quote to him directly, right? Maguire does not have the best interest of Manchester United at heart. And it is very sad when we have a captain of a club like Manchester United coming out and publicly demonstrating that he is out for the downfall of the team he captains. This is another this is something else we have to deal with as part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's legacy. Look, I'm always going to bring Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to this, right? You don't hand the captain's armband to somebody who has shown zero leadership qualities, to somebody who has shown zero will and desire to improve as a player and to improve those around him, and to be a leader in and out of the dressing room. You don't do that. Harry Maguire, it's not a coincidence that every single game Harry Maguire has played this season or started this season, we've lost. The first two games against Brighton and Brentford, Harry Maguire played and started, and we lost. Then he was out of the team for the next 4 games. We won all those 4 games. He comes back against Real Sociedad. What happens? We lost, right? And then the next game, of course, I mean, it's against a small team full of part-time carpenters, right? But we still won. Harry Maguire was not in that team. The point I'm trying to make is this. Harry Maguire has no bone of leadership in his body. There is not one thing that Maguire does on the pitch. Like I see Lisandro Martinez and freaking Diogo Dalot and these guys are high-fiving each other like they scored a goal when they make a simple block that goes out for a corner kick. Maguire will never do that, right? Harry Maguire is talking about there's no pace around me. Bro, everybody at that club is faster than Maguire. Every single person at that club, even Nemanja Matic, was faster than Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has played in every single combination of a centre-back pairing. He's played with Phil Jones. He looked dead. He's played with Bailly. He looked dead. He's played with freaking Lindelof and Rafa Varane. He looked dead. What more do you want us to do for you, bro?
Just a quick sorry, so go ahead.
This man is blaming David De Gea. Look, I'm not over here, you know, putting up the David De Gea flag. We know he has deficiencies as a goalkeeper, but you don't call out your goalkeeper as a captain. You don't do that, right? Not in the media. And let's even talk about the technical issues he has with David De Gea. He says De Gea is not willing to play high from his goalkeeping line, and that's why Maguire is looking bad. Bro, if we play the high line, you would struggle. Maguire would struggle if we play the high line because he's slow. This guy is the slowest footballer I've ever seen. And look, it's okay to be slow. Thiago Silva is slow, but he's fast up here. Harry Maguire is slower up here than he is down there. So don't chat to me. Don't chat to me about David here. Does not come out. He's not willing to defend defend a high line. I don't have pace around me. This man had the audacity to say Ruben Diaz would struggle next to Maguire. You're a dickhead. I'm sorry. You must.
And I think that another part of that report that is upsetting as a supporter is like you're basically insulting our intelligence or our understanding of the sport, because these so-called deficiencies or whatever, like it's not like he's complaining about, oh, the hair steals my slippers in the dressing room or something. Like these are things that we're seeing week in, week out.
Yeah.
So we've seen instances where we know why the hair doesn't want to give him short, because he knows he's not going to be able to handle when the pressure comes on, so he will boot it long. We've seen instances like multiple clips during the pandemic because it was quiet. We've seen where Maguire act as a leader, shout, scream, and like his players are literally yelling him, but like Rashford shouting, "You freaking knobhead!" Like to your captain. Like when you put it in context, like in other teams or even. I'm not even going to do an era thing because we can sit here and talk about like the Vieiras and the Scholes and the village leaders or whatever. Like look at the clubs today. Like Henderson tells you to drop back, and okay, let's say Trent or calls him tells him to shut up, you fucking knobhead. He will kill him on the field.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like like just those. There's no ounce of respect. No ounce of respect like that he can. This is all BS.
I'm not even look. When I talk about Maguire as a captain, I'm not looking for Tony Adams type of leadership.
Exactly. You can either be the leader or the best player. He's neither.
Bro, I'm looking for a James Ward-Prowse kind of leadership, right?
A captain should be your best player. A captain should be either your best player or your greatest leader. And for me, he's neither of those. So like, what is he doing there?
Yeah, and one thing, something else that made me look at this and I'm like, wow, you freaking ungrateful idiots, right? This man took a swipe at the coaching as well. If any coach was pro Maguire to the very end, it was Ollie. This guy was talking about, the coaching was not good, bro. Anyway.
Wow.
I cannot wait to see the back of Maguire. People like. Daniel, you're already talking about 50 million to what? Nah, bro. Nah. They can take him for 5 million. They can take him for 5 million, and we'll even give them change.
Cut your loss.
Hey, you never know. We made profits on Daniel James.
Daniel James.
You never know. Maybe someone will take Maguire fans for 100. Who'll be crazy enough?
Okay. Next, and we're just gonna breeze through this. Who are your early World Cup favorites? Bola, tell me your. I know. It's still. I mean, it's not far away. It's just 2 months. 2 months away. But from what you've seen in the last few months, well, actually, few days of international football, who are your early World Cup favorites?
Always the same. It's Brazil. It's always the same. It's Brazil. Definitely not England. Definitely not England.
Okay.
They shouldn't even be anywhere near there. But, Brazil are looking good. Neymar's rejuvenated. Gabriel Jesus is playing phenomenally. They even got Richarlison scoring goals for them. So, Brazil, for me, has always been that team. So,
yeah. Does it shock you? Does it shock? And this is does it shock you that Gabriel Jesus did not make the Brazilian team?
It did, but I think he'll be back.
Okay.
I think he'll be back. This is
this current team.
Well, this.
They haven't called him up. They didn't call him up for the. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he'll get in there. I like I said, people criticize me for my Liverpool pick, and like I said, I might have to eat chopped breakfast, but I'm not surprised by what Arsenal are doing, and Gabriel Jesus is showing that when you come outside of a system and you're able to have a little bit more freedom to do your traditional movements, you can thrive. And City, just as much as Liverpool are, they're a system. In Arsenal, he has the ability to show more of his talents, and he's balling right now. So
he's balling out, bro. Yeah. Daya, who are your favorites?
Well, for now, I'll still say Brazil, but probably France too. Though none of them is playing well right now, but France, maybe they can get in their groove and just do it. But Brazil so far.
Okay. I like what you think.
I think I'll go with Argentina. I was actually surprised when I saw this stats that they're unbeaten in like 34 games, and they're just like maybe 4 games away from breaking Italy's record for the longest unbeaten run by a national team. I was like, 34 games. When did that start happening? When Argentina have not lost. Like, and they've been quietly under the radar. They've assembled like a solid team. Of course, they still have Messi, but they have good squad depth now, and their group is easy. They're going to qualify from the group. So I don't see, maybe this might just be the last dance for Messi, and he will just finally shut up all those people that say, oh, he doesn't have a World Cup. Just like, okay, yeah, here's the World Cup. You know, I don't know. But I don't know. But yeah, I think Argentina might have a good shout because I was just like 34 games unbeaten. I know and South America, you know, it's really tough. It's a tough qualifying campaign there. Yeah. There are some tough teams there, and for them to go throughout all that without losing, fair play.
Yeah, Daniel.
Brazil for me, straight up. I think like the quality, especially in the attack, man, they're like those guys are stacked, and Neymar in his groove, like Bola said, like that guy's unreal. Like I think it would be very unfair if he were to end his career without one of those. Because he's a phenomenal player. So,
yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against Brazil. For me, and honestly, not England. England can, like, I don't even know what's going on over there. I don't think France will have a good World Cup.
Yeah, I think the curse is going to hit them again this year.
France is not.
It has already started with all these bad things.
Way too much trouble in that.
They always implode. France, when it's going good, then something will happen and they'll just implode, and that's what's happening already.
Yeah, Brazil, they have quality all over the pitch, like from goalkeeper all the way to strike guard, just ridiculous. Okay, now this is our last segment, Kudos and Donkey of the Week. Who wants to go first? Let's start with Kudos. Who wants to go first with Kudos?
Liverpool legends. Kudos. Legends of the North. They beat Manchester United yesterday 2-1. And they showed they're the legends for life. Legends of the North, Liverpool FC. Man United, take that and smoke that. Put it in your pipe. Smoke it. Well, no, but seriously, my Kudos of the Week is Giroud. I've always been a big fan of Giroud. And now it's France's oldest goal scorer of all time. And it's only 2 goals away from breaking Henry's record as all-time scorer. Oliver GQ, you know, they should put some respect on that guy's name.
Honestly, that guy's quietly building a career of just, you know, ridiculous accolades. Yeah. Yeah. Dio.
Hungary for beating Germany at home, beating England at home, topping. Okay, if they showed you a group of Italy, Germany, England, and Hungary, what comes to your mind? Like, you know, was this a typo, or someone is trying to set up Hungary for drags here? Well, you know, they succeeded in dragging everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
And topping the group. Relegated England, beat England 4-0 in England, beat Germany in Germany. You know, that's just it. Like, I don't know, maybe we can say the big boys were not taking it serious or whatever excuse you want to give, but you know, it's what it is. It's what that's what the scoreboard says. Hungary is topping the UEFA group. And Donkey of the Week. Can anybody take it from Southgate? I'm thinking I can't.
We're not at Donkey yet. Let's first get all the kudos. Daniel,
okay, Hungary.
Okay, all right, Hungary. Daniel, what you think?
Kudos for this week. I want to go a little left fieldish and say Christian Eriksen. He scored a banger during the week, and he just his come up from the incident of the Euros. He came back like slow build up with Brentford, and he's like on his way to like reestablishing himself. Like kind of like to remind everyone that I'm still that guy. So yeah, shout out to Eriksen. He's been really pivotal for United too. So
DJ Kabiesi.
Yeah, you guys said some really good ones. All that kind of shocked me with the Giroud comment, like, and I think what he just said supersedes anything I'd thought of, because if someone said something and it was like so profound, if a future generation was to look at the stats, of Giroud and his accomplishments, they'll think that he's probably one of the best players of the generation.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So that kind of blew me away. So I'm going to co-sign on Ola and hijack his pick as well. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna go Hungary. I was gonna go Hungary as well. Hungary is just, these guys are just feeding people breakfast left and right. And my second kudos is Dimitar Berbatov. I mean, that the man just keeps oozing class, man. Like, I swear, Berbatov could put on his jersey again and still make.
You saw his goal. You see his goal.
Yeah, what a goal too!
Fantastic
goal.
The
man is just, there's somewhere they were just born to play football. Berbatov is one of them. All right, Donkey.
I think it's all unanimous.
We literally just finished talking about him, So
wait. Are we talking about Southgate or Maguire?
Well, take your pick. I'm talking about Maguire.
Okay.
So yeah, that settles it for me. That's my answer.
It would have been Southgate, but Harry Maguire, I'm leaning more towards him. So
it's so hard to look past that.
Okay, Ola.
Well, I had the England team, basically the three kittens. They've been toothless. They've been 5 games, no goals from open play, and these guys are telling us they want to be favorites for the World Cup. I beg. So basically, Southgate and the England national team, they've just been woeful. Basically, I don't know, getting relegated. Wow, they're taking it to another level, man. Seriously, top team like that getting relegated. Jeez, man. Nah, they're not. They're definitely donkeys of the week.
Okay, Daya.
I want to throw this one. The Pogba family. Even the extended family from Africa. Everybody that
there's something wrong in that family. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, even anybody still starts with a P or whatever, you just catch shades of the alpha.
My goodness.
I don't know, man.
Mine is South. Mine has to be Southgate. The Southgate is just, he's just a horrible coach. That's just, there's no other way to put it. The only thing this guy can make look good is a 3-piece suit. That's all. Like, the man is just, he's clueless. He's absolutely clueless. And I love that all the bad decisions he's making are coming to bite him in the ass. Like, this man literally stood up there and said, I will risk my reputation for Maguire. Well, there it is now. Like, he does not, he has his favorites, just like some, coaches we know, he has his favorites, and regardless of how bad they're playing, he'll keep picking them. And he himself is just not a good coach. He's not a good coach. Southgate is the only person on earth to have relegated a club and a whole country. Yeah. Right? Like, it doesn't get worse than that, and that will forever be on his record. So man like South Pole.
Okay, Kwame.
Yeah.
Can I change my kudos? Because this needs to be said. I'm changing my kudos. So Giroud was a good one, but I'm changing it. Mr. Jose Mourinho for his appearance in the Stormzy video.
Listen, he looked cold as hell in that video.
Ayo is looking at all of you. Ayo is watching this in 3D, shaking his head like, are you guys giving him kudos for that? You're giving him kudos for that?
You look cool. You look cool, though. I won't lie.
Yeah, it did look low-key gangster. His man looked cold. But anyway, guys, we have come to the end of the podcast. Shout out to our guests. Shout out to Dio. Thank you for joining, bro. Ola, thank you so much. I know it's kind of late over there, but thank you for joining. DJ Kabiesi, Always good to have you, bro. Always good to have you. And one like Igwe Bruno Fernandez. Always good to have you, man.
I'm switching to Anthony very soon.
Huh?
I'm switching over to Anthony very soon.
Okay.
That's my guy now.
Just give him a few more games because the man is looking like he needs I don't know. Anyway, guys, as usual, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Footy Fantasy. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. That way you can know whenever we are about to go live or when we post something. But until next time, guys, peace out.
Peace.